Hello everybody, it is TBK here, and if you've already clicked on the video, you know why you're here. So I have an Apex lore theory about Mirage. I've in passing mentioned it in my TikTok videos over on my channel there, and I've received a lot of controversy about my statements. Some people just can't wrap their head around what I'm trying to say, and it seems to be a conundrum in a whole. Basically, my theory in a nutshell is that Mirage is actually afraid of technology. And by afraid of technology, I don't mean he cowers in fear of technology, but I believe that he is truly afraid of technology as he does not understand it. Now before you all start yelling at me and telling me I'm stupid and Mirage is an engineer, that's exactly what evidence I'm going to delve into today. One of the biggest feedbacks I receive when I'm talking about this online is that he is unable to be afraid of technology as he is an engineer. I don't think that really holds water in the world of Apex. Just because of how futuristic it is. I think basically anyone would be an engineer at that point. On top of which, they like to point to the Season 9 comic with the Legacy Antigen, and they talk about when everyone's in that board meeting talking about how to best deal with the situation, and he says, I don't know why I'm here, I'm just an engineer. They give him a little crap about it, but then they move on. In fact, Watson even says, hey, engineers are helpful. And it's true, engineers are helpful. But he doesn't add anything else to that entire comic series. There's not another mention of him at all, which actually I think further proves my point in that he doesn't really understand technology, and his lack of understanding of that adds to his insecurities and fears, which we all know run rampant in Mirage. I think the extent of his engineer prowess is genuinely in holotech technology. Him and his mom used to work on that when he was with her and everything. But really, she was the brains of the operation. That doesn't mean he didn't take a shining to it. He really did actually take a shining to that, but I don't think he ever took a shining to any other technology, at least that we know of. Of course, a big thing about Mirage is that he is bamboozling people all the time, and even when they don't know it. So part of him being this clumsy, beautiful idiot is a charade that I believe he plays for everyone around him. The question is, how far does that charade go? What part of that charade is his personality? And what part of that is all for the bamboozlement? Because it's important for his ability as a legend to be underestimated at all times. You don't expect much from him most of the time, and therefore he surprises you in the fact that he is actually a lot smarter than people give him the credit for. But we gotta pose that question again, how far does that extend? Does it extend to his dating profile? And if you don't know what I'm talking about, check it out on the Apex site. I'm also gonna have it on the video right now. This was his dating profile, and there's a little point at the very end that I'd like to touch on. The rest is extremely comical, and we do like it, but the point at the end is what I think is most outstanding about this area. Now, of course, before we get to the very end, I would also like to point out that the name, age, location, about me, and the seeking all are out of order. It's because he's not realizing that when he needs to talk to answer the question, he's already too far in and he's answering the next question. It's a silly little thing they did, but it makes me wonder, did he actually do that on purpose in order to further bamboozle everyone around him? Or was that just him being him? The ending point that I really wanted to touch on, however, is the part that he doesn't even know hitting the green enter button is what makes it enter. He's so far in the future, he has holotech that is basically at his whim. He's an engineer, like people say, but he doesn't know how to hit enter? He doesn't know if it will what that does. It's just, it makes me wonder, fully, is he doing this all for the boozle? Or is he just truly like that? Is it a mixture of both? That could be an option as well. My theory is that he's afraid of technology. But not because he fears technology, although he does fear Ash and Revenant. Those things are scary to him. He fears a lot of things, actually. He puts on this fake bravado, but he's a very insecure and afraid person. And his backstory is extremely, extremely tragic. If you don't know it, everyone around him basically dies. And the one person who didn't die, his mother, is suffering of dementia. So I don't know. My final thoughts seem to be, I think he's afraid of his lack of understanding of simple technology. I do think that he plays a beautiful, dumb idiot for the sake of the boozle, but I also think that might be a little bit of him as well. So I think it kind of intermingles perfectly for him. Anywho, I'd love to know everyone else's thoughts on this theory of mine about him being afraid of technology, and if you have different thoughts, or if I missed something, feel free to post it in the comment section down below and let me know. Besides that, peace